This is NJ, your host on this channel. So friends, in this video we will have our discussion on a very important concept which can give you precise information regarding your soul evolution or your spiritual progress, which is going to be around the concept of connecting your soul significator planet, your Atma Karaka planet, connecting it with the Navamsa, which will give birth to this Karakamsa Lagna. So in this video friends, we will try to understand that based on your Karakamsa Lagna or the rising sign in that chart, what we can get to know about the specific sadhanas and the spiritual austerities which you can embrace, which will actually prove out to be very beneficial for you. So in a way, in this video, we will have our discussion on 3 levels. We will try to understand the general importance of the your Atma Karak planet. If out of all the 7 planets, if a specific planet is going to be your Atma Karaka, what does it tell about? Then we will try to connect the same Atma Karak planet with the Navamsa chart, and based on all the 12 signs which will happen to be your Karakamsa Lagna, we will try to look at the probable outcome. And like the way friends, because if we are looking at a chart from an intent of decoding the Upapada Lagna for the marriage prospects, so the second house from the Upapada Lagna holds a lot of the weightage, lot of the importance. Same is the way from the Karakamsa Lagna, the 12th house plays a very significant role. So all of that friends, we will try to understand in this video. And yes friends, I'm very happy that the kind of response which I'm getting, a lot of you are very sweet that you give me compliment that Nipun lately the topics on which you are making videos are very insightful, they are very helpful. See, I'm just a content creator. Based on the demand, I will give you the supply of the same. Like for example, for my weekly horoscope videos, I don't get much of the participation. So obviously in near future, I might not be very encouraged to continue that. But in the spiritual realm, because that is where even my life personally aligns over there as well friends. The kind of dasha which I am currently running, even at a time when I am recording this video, it's Sunday afternoon and I'm just coming back after attending a meditation retreat. So this is something which is perfectly aligned with me. Why I am these days uploading videos every day, because very soon my parents will be visiting me from India and my military training schedule can deliver to me anytime. So my next few months in 2026, I'm looking at some busy months. So right now I have time and this is what my priority is. So I just thought we can have our discussion on this. So yes friends, based on the after this, we will try to get deeper into it, like different planetary placements in the Karakamsa Lagna chart, the placement of most important like Jupiter's placement, Saturn's placement in the Karakamsa Lagna chart. So all of that we will discuss step by step. So okay friends, after this I will now take you to the narration of this discussion on different Karakamsa Lagna and the tailor-made spiritual sadhana austerity which I can recommend for you. So friends, in Gemini Jyotish, the Atma Karaka is not just the planet with the highest degrees. It is the carrier of the soul's unfinished agenda across different incarnations. Bharat Parashara Hora Shastra hints at this through the doctrine of Atma and the Karma Grahas. Gemini Sutras explicitly states that liberation is judged through Atma Karaka, Karakamsa and the Moksha Bhava, which are the 4th house, 8th house and the 12th house. So if you are an advanced student of Vedic Jyotish, so you have to understand that the planet in itself, the Atma Karak planet in itself, tells about the nature of the soul and the zodiac sign in which you will find this planet to be placed in will talk about the method of purification. So friends, like I'm sure you would have understood so far that this is the planet which is your soul significator planet, derived from Sanskrit words. Atma means soul, Karaka means indicator. In my calculations, I exclude Rahu and Ketu because I personally see Rahu as an outcast, as a demon, as a Chandal, and a Chandal cannot give you moksha. So I exclude both Rahu and Ketu in my calculation. So now think of the Atma Karaka as the king of your horoscope. It represents the core lessons your soul has come to learn, the primary desires of your spirit, and the karmic path you must walk to achieve spiritual growth. So, friends, let's briefly understand that if all the 7 planets are going to be the Atma Karaka, what core soul lesson will it talk about? What kind of key mission and advice is meant for you? So, let's say, for example, if Sun will be your planet with the highest degree, getting the designation of the Atma Karak planet. So the core soul lesson for you is about the overcoming ego. Your soul seeks power and authority. Your lesson is to learn humility and lead with compassion rather than arrogance. Friends, this reminds me of this Puranic story, moral based story about this is a story of the overcoming ego and about the fall of the king Nahusha. Like in the Puranic lore, King Nahusha temporarily ascends the throne of Indra due to his accumulated merit. Now, power, however, intoxicated him. He begins to view sages as inferior and commands the Saptarishi to carry his palanquin like servants. When the sage Agastya stumbles due to his short stature, Nahusha strikes him in arrogance. Instantly, Agastya curses Nahusha to fall from heaven and become a serpent on earth. Nahusha's spiritual merit evaporates the moment ego overrides humility. So the moral for you, if Sun is your Atma Karak, is spiritual elevation without humility becomes self-destructive. Ego is not conquered by achievement but by reverence for wisdom. True greatness bows even at the peak. Now friends, let's say for example, if Moon is your planet with the highest degree, being your Atma Karak planet, so the core soul lesson it represents is of the emotional maturity. The key mission and advice for you is, it tells about that you are deeply sensitive. Your mission is to practice self-care and emotional stability so you can nurture others without being overwhelmed. So friends, for example, based on your Atma Karaka, even if I have to recommend you the key practice, I would say that Chandra Namaskar, in certain cases the Maun, silence will be the key practice for you. Obviously, whenever we talk about the pilgrimage site connected with Moon, especially if you are a devotee of the Lord Shiva. So out of all the Jyotirlinga, I would say Somnath is a Jyotirling where, as per the Vedic lores, even Moon got the redemption there. So Somnath Jyotirling could be connected to your soul. Your soul will resonate once it will be in the aura, in the energy of the Somnath Jyotirling. And friends, if I were to talk about the emotional maturity, in terms of explaining it through a Puranic lore. So take up the case of the Kaikeyi's boons as well. Like in the Ramayana, Queen Kaikeyi once saves King Dashrath in battle and earns 2 divine boons. Years later, influenced by fear and insecurity, she demands Lord Ram's exile and Bharat's coronation. Her decision is not born of hatred but emotional immaturity, allowing anxiety and attachment to override dharma. When Lord Ram accepts exile peacefully, Kaikeyi is confronted with the gravity of her actions. She gains the throne for her son, yet loses inner peace, family harmony, and her own joy. So the moral is, emotional instability can corrupt even rightful power. Mature emotions listen to wisdom, not impulse. Dharma collapses not only through cruelty but through unprocessed fear. Now friends, let's take up the case of Mars. If in your natal chart Mars has got the highest degree, that means Mars becomes your Atmakarak planet, soul significator planet. The core soul lesson for you is of the non-violence, ahimsa. The key mission and advice for you is you have a warrior spirit. Your lesson is to control aggression and anger, channeling your energy into protection and discipline rather than conflict. So, friends, with like Mars as the Atmakarak, I would say that the soul lesson for you is about turning violence into discipline. Even in terms of the branch of the yoga, I would say that the martial yoga, hatha yoga, or the tapas is well suited for your soul evolution, like practicing brahmacharya. Even when we talk about the pilgrimage, so Lord Kartikeya's temples and those who are a devotee of the Lord Shiva, so worship of the Kedarnath will give you that soul evolution. Like we generally say that people who have Mars as the Atmakarak, and if the same Mars is in the Scorpio, it's in the Capricorn, that also tells about past life ascetic or tantric as well. Now, friends, like if I were to talk about the moral story from the Puranas about the non-violence, so King Ranti Deva's compassion could be a good story for you. So King Ranti Deva is celebrated in the Puranas for radical compassion. After prolonged austerity, when food finally arrives, he successfully gives it away to a hungry Brahmin, a destitute Shudra, and even a starving dog. He chooses suffering over harm, declaring he seeks neither heaven nor liberation, only freedom from causing pain to others. The gods reveal themselves, blessing him for embodying ahimsa in thought, action, and sacrifice. So, the moral for you is non violence is not passivity, it is conscious restraint rooted in empathy. The highest spiritual power lies in choosing compassion even when soul is threatened. Now, friends, let's say for example, if in your natal chart Mercury has got the highest degree, becoming your Atmakarak, soul significator planet, the core soul lesson for you is of the truthfulness. The key mission in this lifetime for your soul evolution is you are an intellectual seeker. Your challenge is to maintain integrity in speech, avoiding manipulation or mind games in your communication. And friends, when we talk about like what could be the branch of the yoga which is suited for you, so just because the type of your soul is of a sage, of a teacher, of a messenger, like your lesson is about like from being in your head, from mind to becoming a witness, like witnessing the life in its true flow. And the branch of the yoga suited for you is the of the Gyan yoga. You have to practice silence or the mantra chanting, and even the pilgrim point of like this could be Kashi, this could be Badrinath is suited for you. See, Mercury as a Atmakarak, souls liberate through knowledge, mastery, and with silence. And friends, the Puranic lore for you which I came up with is obviously when we are talking about the truthfulness, it's the ordeal of the Harish Chandra. King Harish Chandra vows never to abandon truth. Tested by sage Vishwamitra, he loses his kingdom, family, and dignity. Reduced to a cremation ground worker, he still refuses to lie, even when asked to cremate his own son. His unwavering commitment ultimately restores everything he lost. So, the moral of the story is truth may demand unbearable sacrifice, but it refines the soul. Dharma is not situational, it is absolute. When truth is preserved under suffering, it becomes divine strength. Now, friends, let's say for example, if your planet with the highest degree is planet Jupiter, becoming your soul significator, Atmakarak planet. So the core soul lesson for you is of the respect and wisdom. The key mission in this lifetime for you is to seek higher knowledge. Your lesson is to respect teachers, gurus, and traditional wisdom while remaining open-minded and humble. And friends, like we say that just because you have Jupiter as the Atmakarak, so it tells about your soul type as of a guru, of a guide, like an old soul. The lesson for you is of teaching without ego. The branch of the yoga suited for you is of the Bhakti Gyan synthesis. Practice which you have to follow is of the Guru Seva, and the pilgrimage point for you is like Kashi, Badrinath. See, we generally believe, like many scriptures say, that often in the final incarnations, you will find Jupiter as a Atma Karak very strong. And friends, the moral, like the story from the Puranas, which I can talk about for you, about the respect and wisdom, is the story of the friendship between Lord Krishna and the Sudama. When Sudama, a poor Brahmin, visit Lord Krishna, he carries only flattened rice as offering. Krishna receives him with royal honor, washes his feet, and eats the humble gift with joy. Sudama asks for nothing, yet returns home to find his poverty transformed into abundance. Moral of the story for you is, true wisdom recognizes inner worth over outer status. Respect given to humility invites grace. Wealth follows wisdom when ego is absent. Now friends, let's say for example, if the planet with the highest degree in your natal chart is Venus, it talks about the core soul lesson for you is of the purity in love. The key mission for you in this lifetime is, you appreciate beauty and pleasure. Your soul's path is to move beyond lust or superficiality toward clean conduct and unconditional love. Also friends, like when we talk about the type of your soul, it talks more about like your soul type is of an artist, of a lover, of a bhakt, of a devotee. The lesson for you is like transitioning from desire to devotion. The path of the yoga which is suited for you. If Venus is your soul significator, that is the path of the Bhakti Yoga. You have to practice the sacred art or music, mantra, bhajan singing. The pilgrimage point suited for you could be of the Vrindavan. And we say that if Venus as an Atma Karaka is placed in the Pisces, in the Taurus, it talks about the Bhakti Siddh souls. Souls who are born as a devotee and who inspire the culture of the bhakti, like that devotional kind of wave which there was a time when the Prabhupada ji brought in the world, something like that. Now friends, let's say for example, and if I have to give the story of the Puranic story for you of the purity in love, I would definitely talk about the story of the Savitri and the Satyavan. The story of Savitri portrays love purified by resolve. Knowing her husband Satyavan is fated to die, Savitri still marries him, choosing truth over comfort. When the Lord of the Death, Yam, takes Satyavan's soul, Savitri follows him unwaveringly, impressing Yama with her virtue and clarity. Her love is free of possession, fear, or demand, rooted in dharma. So the moral is, pure love is not attachment, it is conscious commitment. When love aligns with righteousness, it transcends even destiny. Friends, talking about if Saturn is the planet with the highest degree as your Atma Karak, soul significator planet. So the core soul lesson for you is of facing suffering. The key mission or advice for you is, you carry heavy karmic weight. Your mission is to share the sorrows of others, embrace hard work, and find peace through discipline and patience. Friends, with Saturn as the Atma Karak, it talks about your soul type as of being a monk, karmic exhauster. Like your soul lesson is from suffering to stability. And the yoga, the branch of the yoga suited for you is of the Karma Yoga, of the silence, Maun. The practice for you is of service to the suffering beings. The pilgrimage point for you is, this could be Lord Shiva's Kedarnath, Shani Shingnapur. So often the last incarnations after heavy karma burn. That's how it has been explained in the scriptures. And friends, like the Puranic story for you is of Prahlad's devotion, like staying firm amid suffering. Like despite being tortured by his father Hiranyakashyap, young Prahlad remains steadfast in devotion to Lord Vishnu. Poison, fire, cliff, and weapons fail to break his faith. His suffering becomes the crucible through which divine protection manifests as Lord Narsimha. So the moral is steadfastness during suffering transforms pain into protection. When faith is unshaken, adversity becomes the doorway to divine intervention. So friends, now we will shift to the second section of our this discussion, which is about you now know about the soul significator or the Atma Karak planet of yours. Now let's observe the same planet, its zodiac sign placement in the D9 chart, and what information can it provide us. See friends, this Atma Karak planet's zodiac sign placement in the D9 chart, which happen to be the Karakamsa Lagna, it can be seen as the soul's inner landscape. See, for the advanced students, this is the point where astrology stops being predictive and becomes initiatory. Like in the Gemini Jyotish, like wherever the Atma Karak planet is placed in the Navamsa, the sign it occupies, it becomes a Karakamsa Lagna. That means if Lagna is where the soul enters the body and enters the life, it's the Karakamsa which tells about where the soul stands naked before the truth. So classical foundations, whatever I am explaining it to you over here, comes from Gemini Sutras and supported implicitly in the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra through the Navamsa Moksha doctrine. Even the modern day astrologers like C.S. Patel sir, Suresh Chandra Mishra sir have also talked elaboratively about on this concept. So okay friends, to start with, the core rules are very simple. Karakamsa Lagna can be seen as studied as the soul's operating field. That means even when you study a chart from the Karakamsa Lagna, so it will give you information regarding the spiritual inclination, nature of liberation, and the type of sadhana suited for the native. Like even the 12th house from the Karakamsa becomes your moksha door. So we will talk about that. So friends, like right now we will not get into different placements. All what I will be explaining you from this point onwards is you got to know from your main ascendant chart which planet has got the highest degree. That planet is your Atma Karak or the soul significator planet. All what you did was you saw the same planet, your Atma Karak planet from the D1 chart, its zodiac sign placement in the D9 chart. And now I will give you explanation of that. That if your Atma Karak planet is placed in all different 12 zodiac signs, what does it tell about? Look at it in this way, that Atma Karak planet tells about the type of the soul, but the purification method we get to know from these different zodiac sign placement, which I will explain it to you. So okay friends, let's start our discussion. Karakamsa Lagna can be seen as the sign wise soul path. So you ask me lot many times that Nipon, can you look at my chart and tell me about my life path? When you study the chart from the Karakamsa Lagna, deep within you, it's the path which your soul will appreciate or will be very contented with. Many Vedic astrologers, like I was even reading the book written by like Komila Satan madam. So even in her Shodash Varga book, she has also explained in the chapter of the Karakamsa chart that this chart can also be used to select the right profession for the person, because your soul is going to be very contented if it will be operating in that specific profession. So I mean to say, Karakamsa Lagna is not only important from the spiritual progress point of view, but also in different avenues of the life as well, where we talk about soul level fulfillment in marriage, in union, or the right professional choices. So okay friends, let's start our discussion first with the Aries as the Karakamsa. Now it hardly matters. Obviously, if you have a Aries Karakamsa, whether Sun or Mars is placed over here or whether Saturn is placed over here, we know that Sun and Mars are going to be strong, but Saturn is going to be debilitated. Even after that, this is the method of purification which the soul will go through. So a lot of the things which I am explaining over here will be valid. Aries Karakamsa talks about a tapasvi, a warrior ascetic soul. Like the past life has been of a kshatriya, ascetic warrior, or of a guardian. The inner drive generally comes through conquest of ego through discipline. The spiritual danger for this person could be aggression mistaken for tapas. The true practice recommended to this person is of the Hatha Yoga, like breath retention and austerities. And the best sadhana for someone who has got Aries Karakamsa is early morning discipline, or this could be silence before action. If I have to even advise you a pilgrimage point where your soul will feel very fulfilled, so I would say it might be connected with like Kedarnath, or this could be Amarnath as well. Now friends, let's say for example, if you have a Taurus Karakamsa, like whether moon is placed over here, Venus being your Atma Karak placed over here, or this could be Jupiter being your Atma Karak being placed in Taurus, the method of the purification is going to be something like this. So for the Taurus Karakamsa, this talks about from the bhog, like from the indulgences to the sacrifice of the soul. So it talks about that in the past life, you might be a wealth keeper, an artist, land bound soul. Inner drive comes through security before surrender. Like you would have seen many people, even when they want to be in the path of spirituality, they are still holding on to something. Okay, how will I pay my bills? Okay, will I be able to find someone if I will join that cult? So, and the path of the spirituality demands unconditional surrender. When you are devoting yourself to the 12th house, then you do not have to worry about where your next bread will come from. So yeah, the inner drive for the Taurus Karakamsa is of the security before surrender. The spiritual danger is comfort delaying renunciation. The true practice for the native is fasting, food discipline, and the mantra japa. The best sadhana for this person is of the annadan and the voluntary simplicity. Like simplicity will become very important. And the pilgrimage, if I were to recommend, is of the Mahakaleshwar, because this is a Jyotirlinga where the time dissolves the attachment. Now friends, if you have a Gemini Karakamsa, now it hardly matters whether you have a Mercury as the Atma Karak being placed in this sign in D9, you have Venus as the Atma Karak being placed in this sign in the D9, you have Gemini Karakamsa. Your soul purification, the approach and the method is going to be typically of Gemini style. So first of all, we can define your soul as a Gyan, like a intelligent, knowledgeable, wise messenger soul. It talks about the past life as a scholar, this could be as an astrologer. The inner drive comes in the form of knowledge, act as liberation. The spiritual danger for this person could be of intellectual pride. He has to be very watchful of this. The true practice is of the maun, of the silence, and the swa adhyay, like self-observation, self-introspection. The best sadhana for someone who has got Gemini Karakamsa is of Upanishadic study of the scriptures, and mantra repetition. The pilgrimage point for you which I can recommend is of the one of the Jyotirling of Lord Shiva, a place which is very dear, very close to the Lord Shiva, that is Kashi Vishwanath. Now friends, let's say for example, if you have Cancer Karakamsa, the planet with the highest degree in your main ascendant chart in the D9 chart, that planet is placed in the Cancer. Now this planet could be Jupiter of yours, this planet could be Sun, this planet could be Moon. The concern over here is that, or the illumination comes in the form that the method of the purification and the path the soul will take will be colored with the Cancer. with the style and the flavors of the Cancer zodiac sign. So your soul can be described as ancestral liberator soul. The past life, it tells about the that you might be a clan protector, mother's lineage head. The inner drive comes through emotional salvation. The spiritual danger in the path of spirituality for you is emotional bondage disguised as devotion. And the true practice for you is bhakti without attachment. And the best sadhana, friends, I can recommend is of ancestor tarpan, which is a very integral part in the Sanatan Dharma, and the heart based meditation, like contemplating on your Anahita chakra. And the pilgrimage center or the place which I can recommend for you is of the Somnath Jyotirling. Now friends, if you have got a Leo Karakamsa, it talks about the Raj Rishi kind of soul. The past life could be spent as a leader, some authority figure like of a king. The inner drive for you is, and it has to be of ego purification. The spiritual danger for you is still in this lifetime desire for recognition. The true practice for you is of the anonymous service, like whatever donations you are making, try to make that donations very secretive. The best sadhana for you is seva without credit, the Raj Yoga, the Raja Yoga. And the pilgrimage point which I can recommend for you is of the Rameshwaram Jyotirling. Now friends, if you have got Virgo Karakamsa, so whether you have Mercury as the soul significator Atmakarak planet, Venus as the Atmakarak soul significator planet, but if your Atmakarak planet in the D9 chart is placed in the Virgo, that means the method of purification or the path of evolution of the soul is going to be colored with the Virgo flavors. So friends, this talks about a karmic healer soul. It talks about the past life of being a healer, of a monk, of a servant. The inner drive comes to you through purification, through service. The spiritual danger for you could be guilt-driven spirituality. The true practice for you is seva, service and compassion towards self. The best sadhana for you is, obviously friends, healing arts, breath-based meditation. The pilgrimage point which I can advise for your soul evolution is going to the Gushneshwar Jyotirlinga of Lord Shiva. Now friends, let's say for example, if your Karakamsa zodiac sign is Libra, like whether in your main ascendant chart, your planet with the highest degree, soul significator planet or the Atma Karak planet, whether it is Saturn, Mercury, Venus, but the same planet in the D9 chart is placed in the Libra. So that will talk about the path your soul has to take for evolution, for the advancement, for rapid progress. So friends, this talks about a relationship transcender soul, where in the past life you might be a diplomat, like an alliance maker, a very devout spouse. The inner drive comes to you through balance of self and others. The spiritual danger in the path of spirituality for you is seeking moksha through people. The true practice for you is of solitary meditation. And the best sadhana for you is heart chakra balance. And I would recommend detachment in love. The pilgrimage point for you is, out of all the Jyotirlingas of the Lord Shiva, I would recommend Mallikarjun. Now friends, if your planet with the highest degree, soul significator, Atma Karak planet from the D1 chart, in the D9, in the Navamsa, it is placed in the Scorpio. So if you are a Scorpio Karakamsa person, it talks about a very alchemist or a tantric soul. Like the past life could be spent as an occultist, trauma bearer, or secret initiates. Inner drive for you will come through like transformation through intensity. The spiritual danger for you is of the power addiction. The true practice recommended for you is of fear facing meditation. The best sadhana for you is of Kundalini, under proper guidance, and contemplation on the death. The pilgrimage point which I can recommend for you is of the Bhima Shankar Jyotirling. Now friends, if you have a Sagittarius Karakamsa, that means in the main ascendant chart, D1 chart, the planet with the highest degree, the sole significator planet of yours, in the D9 chart, it is placed in the Sagittarius. So if you are a Sagittarius Karakamsa, it tells about that you have got a dharma bearer soul. The past life might have been spent as a judge, as a philosopher, as a guru. Your inner drive comes through truth realization. The spiritual danger for you is of dogma. The true practice which I can recommend for you is humility before wisdom. The best sadhana for you is study Bhagavad Gita or the Vedanta and teaching without ego. And friends, the pilgrimage point which I can recommend for your soul evolution or advancement is of Kashi Vishwanath and Badrinath. Now friends, if the planet with the highest degree in your main ascendant chart, which becomes your soul significator or the Atma Karak planet, if that planet in the D9 chart is placed in the Capricorn, if you are a Capricorn Karakamsa person, so this tells about a karma exhauster soul, like the past life might have been spent as a monk of duty, ruler, or as an administrator. The inner drive to you comes in the form of completion of obligations. The spiritual danger to you is of emotional suppression. The true practice recommended for you is of the Karma Yoga. And the best sadhana is long-term vows, service to elderly or service to people who are going through some suffering. And the pilgrimage point which I can recommend for your growth is of Kedarnath. Now friends, if you have got Aquarius Karakamsa, from the main ascendant chart, the planet with the highest degree, your soul significator or the Atma Karak planet, if it is placed in the Aquarius zodiac sign in the D9 chart, it can be seen as a collective liberator soul. Like the past life might have been spent as a reformer, as an outcast, as a visionary. The inner drive comes to you, like we say, liberation through humanity. The spiritual danger for you is of emotional detachment, and the true recommended practice for you is of compassion in action. The best sadhana is of group meditation and social seva. The pilgrimage which I can recommend based on your Aquarius Karakamsa is of the Triambakeshwar Jyotirling. Now friends, if you have got Pisces Karakamsa, that means the planet with the highest degree in your main ascendant chart, which is going to be your soul significator or the Atma Karak planet, if that planet in the D9 chart is placed in the Pisces. So, being a Pisces Karakamsa, you have got a moksha ready soul. It talks about the past life being of a mystic, monk or a Siddh Purusha. Like inner drive comes to you as dissolution of individuality. The spiritual danger for you is of escapism. The true practice for you is of the grounded bhakti blended with the meditation. The best sadhana for you is Nam Smaran, like always remembering the name of the God. Or this could be meditation, dhyan. And the pilgrimage point which I can recommend for you is of Rameshwaram Jyotirling or the Arunachala. So friends, see, the thing is, you have to understand that malefics in the Karakamsa, they are responsible for the burning of the karma very fast. They do not represent punishment. Jupiter aspecting this Karakamsa sign talks about that the previous life punya, good merit can activate. And Ketu in the Karakamsa or 12th from it, which we will soon study, talks about the near liberation incarnations. So friends, the final esoteric truth is Lagna shows how you survive life. Karakamsa shows how life releases you. When Karakamsa lessons are lived consciously, even suffering becomes silent grace. So friends, on this topic, after covering two sections. In the very first section, we try to understand that if out of all the 7 planets, if any specific planet is going to be your soul significator or the Atma Karak planet. So, what kind of core soul lesson and the key mission and advice is suited for you? And in the second part, we already had our discussion that based on your soul significator Atma Karak planet from the D1 chart, its zodiac sign placement in the D9 chart, the Karakamsa. What does it tell about your past life, spiritual danger, the path of the spiritual austerity? We have had our discussion on that. Now in this video, we will try to go further and we will try to observe the 12th house from the Karakamsa, because this will act as the final exit door of the soul. See, even in the Gemini Jyotish, nothing is more decisive for liberation than the 12th house from the Karakamsa Lagna. If the Lagna talks about where the body enters the samsara, Karakamsa is where the soul stands in truth, and it is the 12th from the Karakamsa which tells about how the soul exits. And see friends, generally we say this thing that see, whenever something big is about to happen, you always witness certain telltale signs of it. This is the rule which is applicable in the nature, on the animals, on the cosmos, so is equally valid in our own human lives as well. So I will be talking about that, like based on different planetary presence in the 12th house from your Karakamsa Lagna, what is going to be the telltale signs when you will be in that advanced stage of your spiritual growth, how it will manifest. See, we say that on this topic, the classical authority comes from the Gemini Sutras with Navamsha, Moksha, logic, echoed in the Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra as well. See, malefics here, like in the 12th from the Karakamsa, are often better for liberation than benefics, because comfort can delay the moksha, friction completes it. So you have to understand that how you can read this house. So any planet here is equivalent to unavoidable moksha pressure. Results are internal, irreversible, not very worldly, and the effects could mature after the age of like in between 36 to 42, which is a typical Saturn window. And there's a high possibility this can also override many D1 promises as well. So now all what you have to do is that whatever we have studied so far, you have to study the same 12th house from the Karakamsa Lagna. And again friends, see, many times people get confused. So from the D1 chart, you looked at the planet with the highest degree. For example, let's say that planet in your chart is Sun. You opened the D9 chart, you saw that Sun is placed in the Virgo. So that means now you have to again come back to your main ascendant chart and now make Virgo as the ascendant and the 12th from it, which is Leo. That is what I am explaining over here, that whatsoever planet is going to be placed over here, how it will manifest results when you will be in the advanced stage of the spiritual austerities. So let's say for example, if Sun is placed in the 12th from the Karakamsa, it will manifest results in a form of that. See, it talks about the ego dissolution, that there might have been those concerns of withdrawal from the recognition. It will humble your life events, and there might be isolation from the power structure. If Moon is going to be placed 12th from the Karakamsa, it will manifest in a form that native might start like solitude will be preferred, sleep, dreams, vision will become like a portal, and there will be detachment from the family bonds. Especially I'm talking about internal detachment from the family bonds. If Mars is going to be placed 12th from the Karakamsa, it will manifest when you will be in that advanced stage of your spiritual austerity. It will manifest result in the form of solitary discipline, renunciation via struggle, or there might be physical hardship which will act as a purifier. Like many times I have seen people who take very very strong spiritual austerity. You know, friends, whatever we say right now as like even when I went to India and I did the Char Dham Yatra, there used to be those times. My parents were telling me that in the like 100 200 years back, if someone in the village says that I'm going for the Char Dham Yatra, so you cannot expect to see that person back again, because like even in the wildlife there used to be many like animals, wild animals, like places like Badrinath, Kedarnath, they used to have very rough terrain. And imagine 200 years back when there was no highway, no proper road and infrastructure or connecting vehicles. So I mean to say, this also tells about, like, you know, someone who has got like Mars as the Kara Kamsa. And when I say that when you will be in the advanced stage, when Mars is in the 12th from the Kara Kamsa, and when the person is going to be in that advanced stage of the spiritual austerity, right at the door of the moksha, we say that the physical hardship will act as purifier. So this could be one such example of that. Native will take the vow of some very hard spiritual austerity, like, you know, kind of physical hardship. If Mercury is placed in the 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will manifest results in the form of, like, native might have, when native is going to be in the advanced stage, like withdrawal from the debate, minimal speech, and writing teaching then disappears. Like native like stop taking interest in anything. When we, because it is much more advanced stage than of the Gyan Yoga or the mantra repetition. It's like a stage of the Maun, silence. If Jupiter is placed 12th from the Kara Kamsa, how that door of moksha will open for you. It will manifest in the form of like sudden inner awakening without any crisis, guru protection, natural faith. If Venus is going to be placed 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will talk about like there might be some attraction towards sacred art, music or mantra, or romantic disinterest over time. If it is going to be Saturn 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will manifest in the form of long solitude, minimal desires, or deep endurance. If Rahu is going to be placed 12th house from the Kara Kamsa Lagna, it will manifest through sudden spiritual shock, attraction to Tantra or the foreign path, or identity collapse which will lead to awakening. And yes friends, if Ketu is going to be placed like 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will manifest through disinterest in the life drama, natural detachment, and sudden realization. And friends, the combination rules, like let's say for example, if you have multiple planets in the 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will talk about forced liberation through isolation or retreat. If you have like Ketu and Saturn like placed 12th from the Kara Kamsa, it will talk about end stage of the karmic release. If it is like Jupiter and Ketu, so grace and the renunciation, like which happened in the charts of very rare, like rare saint, you will find this kind of combination like Jupiter and Ketu 12th from the Kara Kamsa. If it is Mars and Saturn, it talks about extreme tapas, ascetic path. So friends, the final esoteric conclusion is that the 12th from the Kara Kamsa does not promise happiness, it promises freedom. If resisted, it will lead to suffering. If you will accept it, there will be silence. And if you surrender to it, then it is going to be paving path for the moksha. So okay friends, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. Once again, thanks a lot for watching this video. Whatever I have explained over here, do share in the comment section how much is getting valid in your case. Like the way friends, why to go very far? In my case, my Kara Kamsa Lagna is Virgo, and see what I do: service, medicine, herbs, healing. So I mean to say, there is always deeper answers in your chart, in your planetary alignments. So please, it's a research platform. We all learn from each other. Whatever is getting valid in your case, like whatever I have explained as a Kara Kamsa Lagna. So are you already interested in the spiritual austerities of that nature? like you are very inclined towards pilgrimage, you are very inclined towards like sadhana, langar, donation, so do write in the comment section. It will actually add to the research on this topic. So okay friends, for further more updates and notification on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyawad.